I hate today's video. I've done it like 3 or 4 times. I never like it. On the upside, it's going to trigger conservatives. Totally going to trigger conservatives. All right, the oil prices are falling. I'm going to show you why. That's going to dovetail into shipping. And then I correct some misinformation from the Globe and Mail. But first, I got to start saying this again because I want to get my following up. If you like this video, please like, follow, and share. All right, let's get started. Oil prices are falling again, dangerously low for Alberta. Why is this happening? Double whammy in terms of news. First up, this from yesterday. The tariffs are now being applied to all shipments coming into the US from China. Until yesterday, shipments under $800 could enter the US duty-free. That ain't happening anymore. That means fewer shipments going to the US, which means a hit to oil prices. But also this coincidental announcement, just after our elections. Koch Industries quits the oil trade. Now, they started getting out of the oil trade years ago by selling off their oil sands business because of, these problems with trying to save the planet. Like, they were very angry at Canada for entering the Kyoto Accord, that crazy woke green agenda. You know, the woke green agenda to get 6% below 1990 levels between 2008 and 2012. Who were these crazy woke environmental warriors running Canada at that point in time? I'd also like to remind people the Conservatives wanted to get rid of the carbon levy, which, helps us to do trade with all these green countries. Getting rid of that carbon levy would have really pushed us for more trade with this red country over here who is intent on removing income taxes and replacing them with tariffs. Coincidentally, the Conservatives wanted to put tariffs on that country. You don't think it's all connected, do ya? Do ya? Nah. Anyway, back to shipping. CBC was questioning whether this was true, whether this was valid. All these stories being shared online. Is there really a shipping slowdown to the US? Well, let me just show you this. Again, Los Angeles, busiest port in North America. There was 4 cargo ships. You can click on each one of these and get the information. For example, that one there is this ship coming from Mexico going to the US. Now, I'm no expert. This is the port of Vancouver. And that looks like more cargo ships to me. Busiest port in North America, Port of Vancouver. What's going on? Well, apparently American companies are rerouting their orders to Canada and putting them in storage here, hoping the tariffs go away. And if the tariffs don't go away, cheap products for us, I guess? I wonder, did the American government expect this, and is that the real reason they wanted increased border security? All right, some misinformation from the Globe and Mail. When exactly did Canadian housing become so unaffordable? Well, kind of obvious, isn't it? Who was running the government at that time? Well, someone remind me. Anyway, the Globe and Mail blames the Bank of Canada, saying the Bank of Canada cut rates to near zero and kept them there for years. Except we didn't. We cut the rate, along with the US, down to 0.25%, but soon after, we raised it to 1%. We kept it that way for years. And if it weren't for the US being our largest trading partner and us kind of relying on the exports to the US, we probably would have raised it even more than that. But more than that would have made the dollar like $1.50 US, maybe even $2 US. Like, do low rates contribute to the problem? Well, yeah, because, over here, Stephen Polos cut the rate again. And then things picked up. Remember, we haven't even gotten to the Liberals yet. Now, I'm not going to blame the government. Not the Conservative government, not the Liberal government, not the Bank of Canada. Although extremely low rates does drive home prices up. That's obvious. But there's a reason why. It's not just the low rates that drive up home prices. It's the vacancy rate. I keep sharing this from the Advocacy Centre for Tenants Ontario. We need 3 to 5% vacancy. That's a healthy rental market. The closest we got was in the 90s when we got into the 4s. Before that, after that, always below 3. And now 1.8. How does this all work to keep home prices high? Well, it's pretty simple. Low vacancy forces people to buy property and convert it to a rental. Low vacancy keeps rent prices elevated. And people live in their payment. If you're renting a place and let's say it's $3,000 a month, why would you not buy a place and pay $3,000 a month on a mortgage instead? That's a way better idea. So yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of factors, and blaming any one group is misguided.